Yasmin. I'm sorry for being late today. So, Yasmin.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so how are you today?
Fine, doctor. Thank you. And you?
Okay, I'm very well, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Miss Summer, hello.
Hello, doctor.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, doctor. Fine, thank
Okay, Megan.
you, doctor. Thank you, doctor.
Hi, doctor. How are you?
Okay, long time to see you, Megan.
Dr. Asma,
Okay,
can
so we
you
have
hear
today a
me?
test. This is final test. Okay, so today our test, it will be
Dr.
divided
Asma.
into parts. The first part, it will be about speaking and listening. And the second part, it will be inshallah next session, it will be about reading and writing. Okay? So I want to just assure about all attendance. Miss سمر وياسمين وماجد كلكم حاضرين معايا عشان ان شاء الله هبدأ التست دلوقتي.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Dr. Asma?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but I have a problem here and speaker, but I hear you. I just try to solve it.
I think your speaker is a problem here.
Yeah.
I am sorry, Dr. Asma.
Yeah. Hiba William. Hello, how are you?
Yes, doctor. How are you?
Okay, Hiba. So today we have a test. This is a final test. Our test, it will be divided into parts. You will be tested into parts, listening and speaking. Okay?
Is the test today?
Yeah. Don't worry about anything. I just wanted to test your language, your level. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. عايزة بس حد يتكلم معايا بس أتأكد إن السبيكر شغال.
Yes, doctor, with you.
اوكي ماشي هبة كده خلاص اشتغل.
معلش يا دكتور عشان ما سمعتش كويس. تيست ايه؟ مش عارفه يعني. تاني معلش.
احنا هناخد النهارده تيست. التيست ده هيكون عباره عن جزئين. الجزء الاولاني هيبقى listening، بقول لك الديتيلز دلوقتي، والجزء الثاني هيبقى عباره عن speaking. وان شاء الله المره الجايه هنكمل الريدنج والرايتنج.
اوكي.
اوكي. Okay, guys. So now we have the first part of the test. It will be listening, okay? So we have 4 parts of the test, okay? You will hear each part once only, okay? And each part has its questions. You will listen, and during the listening, you will answer the question. I want all of you just bring papers and pen. عايزاكم بس تجيبوا قلم ورقة كده عشان تحلوا فيها الانسر كي. I'll give you 1 minute to bring any paper and any pen. Okay, so we have the first section. We have here questions, conversation, and we have here second section. We have also a conversation. Section number 3, we have also a conversation. Okay, so each section, I'll give you 1 minute to read the question. Okay, so the first section, you will listen and complete these sentences, okay? No more than 2 words. And at the end of the test, I'll give you answer key of the test, and you will correct your answers, okay? Heba, جبتي sketch و pen?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, how about you, Magid? ماجد. مس سمر، حضرتك جبتي سكتش وبن؟ ياسمين؟
Yes, doctor.
خلاص؟
Yes, doctor.
Let's start.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Answer question. Okay. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions. And all the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to section 1. Section 1. You will hear a conversation between a bank clerk called Jeanette and a man who is asking for information on investing money.
Hello.
Have some time to look at questions 1 to 4.
Doctor, where is the questions?
Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute.
You will see that there's an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this example will be played first. This is Citibank. You're speaking with Jeanette. How may I help you today?
Hi, I'd like to ask a few questions about a term deposit.
Certainly. Do you currently have any investments with us? The man is asking about term deposits. So term deposits has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 4. This is Citibank. You're speaking with Jeanette. How may I help you today?
Hi. I'd like to ask a few questions about a term deposit.
Certainly. Do you currently have any investments with us?
Yes, I do, but my term deposit is due to mature soon, and I've come to find out my options for renewing and extending it. I'm considering a range of different investments, to be honest, but I wanted to begin with the simplest option.
Okay, sir. Well, before we begin, I just need to verify your ID. Can I have your name, please?
David Marshall, that's M for mother, ARSHALL.
Thank you, David. Now, I just need to ask you a couple of security questions. What's your mobile phone number?
023-561055.
And your date of birth, please?
18th of February, 1968.
Right. So I've got your account information in front of me. You've currently got $18,000 on a term of 180 days. That's at a rate of 3.45% per year or per annum.
Okay, so what are my options? Can we start by looking at 1 and 2 year terms?
We could do that. Let's see. Right. If we put it on a 1 year term, we can offer you a yearly return of 3.65%. And for 2 years, it's 3.7%. Oh no, hang on. Sorry, we have a special deal on that term right now at 3.85%.
Okay, so what does that mean in dollars?
Just one moment and I'll bring it up. Okay, so the total interest earned would be $657 for 1 year, and I'm just bringing up the 2 year figure for you. A 2 year term at 3.85% interest, that's a total of $1,412 interest on maturity.
Right, that's about a $700 difference.
Yes, a bit more actually.
Okay. Oh, a friend of mine told me he gets his term deposit interest paid into his account every month. Do you have a monthly interest option?
Yes, actually, we do offer that on term deposits, but only on investments of $20,000 or more. Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 10. Can I ask if you've considered a PIE as an alternative investment option?
A pie?
Yes, it stands for Personal Investment Entity. It's an investment trust. Your earnings tend to be higher than they are for a term deposit because 28% is the maximum tax on those earnings.
Okay, that sounds interesting. I've heard of those, but I've never really understood them. I thought they were called pies. They always sounded like something you eat. But I'd sure like to get a bigger slice of my investment pie.
Well, with a PIE, your investment return changes depending on how much tax you normally pay.
Oh, I see. According to my income bracket.
Yes, that's right. For example, on a 2 year plan, if you're earning in the range between $48,001 to $70,000 at 30% tax, there's a 3.75% effective rate on PIE earnings.
Okay. I'm actually on a 33% tax rate.
Well, that's an even better return. If you're earning between $70,001 and $120,000, the effective interest rate is higher too. So let's have a look for a 2 year investment. The rate actually goes up to 3.92%.
Wow. Okay. So a PIE may be the better option, better than a term deposit. And can I do that with an $18,000 investment?
Yes, the minimum deposit for a PIE investment is $10,000.
Okay. And are there any hidden charges?
No, no fees at all for investing in a PIE.
Well, that's good news. Oh, wait a minute. What about interest payment options? Is it the same as the term deposits? You have to have a minimum deposit to be eligible for monthly payments?
Let me check the options here. Well, you'll be pleased to hear that there's actually more flexibility with PIEs than with term deposits. You can opt to have your interest paid every month, quarterly, 6 monthly, or yearly.
Okay, well, that's given me something to think about.
Would you like to apply today?
No, I'll have to think about it, thanks.
Certainly. If you do decide to go ahead with it, applications are processed in 2 days, as long as you have a bank account with us, which you do. You can apply on our website, by phone, or pop into one of our branches.
Great, thanks for your help.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, so this is section 1. Okay, I wanted to write in the next page on your sketch, section 2. Okay. I want you to read all questions here in section 2.
Now turn to section 2. Section 2. You will hear a woman introducing the Lunar Realm Amusement Park. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 15. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 15.
Good morning, everyone. We're very pleased to have you here at Lunar Realm for our September Celebration Day. We have many smaller celebrations throughout the year for different events. I think it was 5 at last count, but the September celebration is a special day to honor the park's development, from tiny beginnings to the huge enterprise it is today. It's our most significant annual event. Come into the visitor center now. Over here, you can see a picture of the original park when it was under construction. The land was donated to the city in 1955 by the then mayor, Matthew Hardacre. But the park itself wasn't developed until 1979, and you'll notice it wasn't very big at that time. Then there was a huge growth in the 1990s, and we're still growing today. In the beginning, there were only a few small rides in the park. There were lots of other attractions in those days, including an adventure playground for younger kids. The kids loved the petting zoo with its farm animals, and in fact, that's the only attraction to have survived until now. We've still kept 2 of the original rides as an exhibit, but they're not in working order anymore. We're now one of the biggest amusement parks in the country. We've got an amazing range of amusement rides here, 43 in total this year. I think we're most famous for our roller coasters, aren't we? I guess you'll all have heard about the Hurricane. That's our oldest and most famous one. Some of our visitors think it's not fast enough to be truly exciting, but we love it because it's the highest wooden roller coaster in the country. Then we have the Bobcat. That one's a bit gentler for our younger visitors. And for the truly adventurous, the Scream Machine hurls you upside down and backwards at huge speeds. It's too much for me. It's important to remember that all of our rides have age guidelines. And to help you, there's a color system. If the sign for a ride is yellow, it means it's suitable for all ages, although we do recommend that parents or older siblings go with very young children. Blue means that children younger than 14 can ride only if an adult accompanies them. And black, well, this means that you must be at least 110 centimeters tall to ride, regardless of age. We should say that no rides are really suitable for children younger than 18 months, but we do have a special section for parents with babies.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 16 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 16 to 20.
Now I'll tell you about the many options for food around the park. You can get a range of different cuisines, Italian, Chinese, and so on. All of that's in the food court in the center of the park. But there are lots of other places as well. If you want hamburgers, sandwiches, that sort of thing, you can find food stands everywhere. We pride ourselves on the quality of our food, and all of our vendors use fresh, healthy ingredients from local farms. Don't forget the special events we've planned for the anniversary celebration. There are two main events today, and they're both free. The first is the afternoon parade. It kicks off at noon, so arrive a bit early if you want a good view. The best place to see it is along the main street. It's all organized by final year school students. You'll see some gymnastics and acrobatics, hear music from a marching band, and see some fantastic floats. The parade has become one of our feature events of the year. The second big event today is an evening concert, which takes place at our main amphitheater. The concert features singing and dancing, costumes and lights, and there's a different theme each year. This year, the theme is Hollywood, and it's all about classic style and old films. The concert starts at 7 p.m., but try to arrive by 6:45. Now, I know you're all eager to get out there and have fun, but before you go, I'm just going to tell you some information about safety and security. If anyone needs medical attention, we have help available. You can see on this map that next to the visitor center, which is where we are now, of course, can you see this red dot? Yes, so that is one of our 10 first aid centers. If you get hurt, all you need to do is ask a member of staff to direct you towards the nearest one. And kids, remember, if something happens, you get lost, and you can't find your parents, please tell someone who works at the park. Just look for someone dressed in the lunar realm colors, and they will assist you. And for anyone who has a problem of any sort, you can come and talk to a member of our security team at any one of the many guard stations. Those are the blue dots here on the map. Don't forget to take a copy of them.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, guys, Hiba, William, Miss Summer, Yasmin, all of you, did you finish section 1 and section 2?
No, doctor, not all the questions.
Yeah, I know, it's okay, but did you finish?
Yes, I finished, but not understand this all question.
Yeah, it's okay. This is a test, Miss Summer, and you will know answer key after the exam. Don't worry about anything, okay?
Okay, doctor.
أنا بس بقيس مستواكم، فطبيعي إن أنتم مش هتحلوا كل الأسئلة. Okay? Okay, so let's move on to section 3, okay? Guys, the questions and section, they are from easy questions to difficult questions, okay? And we record scores at the end of the exam. يعني انت بتحسب الدرجات بتاعتك وبتشوف انت واقف في انه وايه المشكله في انه section وتعرف المشكله في listening عندك في ايه. Okay, we will discuss it more later inshallah after finishing exam. Section number 3, it's a little bit difficult, you know, because we graded from easy to difficult. I just want you to read this section carefully, okay? Because it is very difficult. Okay, let's start.
Section 3. Current student.
Doctor, please share the questions.
24. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
Hi, John. Thanks for seeing me today. I'm really struggling with my project. I have to come up with a design for a water treatment system, and I'm really not sure what I'm expected to do.
Well, as peer tutors, we've been taught to follow a process in these tutorials, okay? The first step is to look closely at the task instructions.
That sounds good. I'm also, well, we've been told to do some research, but I don't know where to start.
It's always hard to start with. We've got about 45 minutes today. That should give us some time to go over it. Have you done much research before?
No, this is my first project like this, and I'm really stressing out about it. I went to a seminar about research at the start of the year, but I've forgotten most of it.
Well, that's fine, because the next step in our tutorial will be to consider some common research strategies that you can use to get started. With engineering, a lot of the projects you do are practical, so you can think about how you can access other people's write-ups of similar projects.
Yes, that sounds useful. How do I find those?
Well, there's always the online databases, but you need to know what search terms to use. So, can you think of any useful terms?
Cameroon, I guess, and maybe grey water?
Yes, good, but those might not give you many hits. What about the type of research? I've always found it helpful to search for case studies, you know? There's probably a whole lot of those on systems set up for other villages in developing countries that you could look at. I've got a couple here actually. They're on different topics, but we can look at the structure and develop some useful ways to focus your research. Is there anything else you'd like to look at today?
I can't think of anything right now. That all sounds good.
Great. Then the next step is to come up with an action plan. How long have you got?
To finish the project? 4 weeks, I think. It's due on the 6th.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
Right. Let's start with the project requirements then. You've got them there? Great. Let's see. Tell me what you understand about the task.
So we need to create a system for grey water treatment so that we can minimize the strain on the overloaded water supply in a village in Cameroon.
That's right.
But I don't get the details about the type of system and what it needs to be used for.
Okay, we'll come back to the type of system in a minute. It says here grey water. Have you learned about grey water?
No, I missed the lecture.
Okay, so it's the water we use in our houses, but not in the toilet. The water that goes down the drains, not into sewage. It can be recycled because it's relatively clean. So what might the water treatment system try to do?
Treat it and direct it somewhere else?
Exactly. Why treat it?
Because, oh, right, I get it. Because it's still going to have bacteria in it. That's why it needs to be treated.
That's right. And then when it's treated, what could it be used for?
Something else, like irrigation in gardens?
Yes, there are other practical uses too, inside the house.
For toilet systems? Oh, what about for laundry?
Yes, exactly. That's a good example.
Okay, that's pretty clear now. Thanks.
Great. Now, let's think about the type of research you might need to do.
I'll need to look at different types of water treatment systems, so I know the pros and cons of each one.
Good. Where would you look first?
The internet?
Yes, but be careful. Remember, you're likely to find a lot of biased websites. You know, manufacturers wanting to advertise their brands. It might be better to use the engineering library.
I'm not too confident about using the library, to be honest. It's so hard finding the right resources.
It's often about choosing the best search terms to put into the catalogue search field.
Yeah, I try to do that. Like water treatment,
That might be too broad.
grey water treatment systems.
That's more like it. And you'll need to search for systems designed for residential, not commercial use. There's a big difference.
I usually end up borrowing a massive pile of books, then get home and find they're useless.
Try reading through the contents before you take them out. Flip through to relevant sections. Often it helps to read parts, not all the way through, but
Just to get the main idea.
that's right. Oh, and I see this as an EWB project. Have you seen the website? It might have some exemplars of the winning designs from last year's competition.
No, I saw that and didn't know what EWB meant.
Engineering Without Borders is what it stands for.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, I want you now to recover that passage and now write section 4.
Section 4. You will hear a talk on the topic of the caveman diet. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Hello everyone. Do you use the internet? If I ask you what is the single most common topic for advertisements on the net, I suspect ads for weight loss would win hands down. After all, dieting is one of our current obsessions. We've all heard of the Atkins diet, the macrobiotic plan, the South Beach diet, the raw food eating plan. All of these fad diets and many more promise that you will lose kilos and live a healthy life if you just follow their plan. Today, we're going to discuss one of the most well-known Western diet trends, the Paleo or Caveman diet. Firstly, what is this diet and where did it come from? Proponents of this diet argue that we need to return to basics, that is, to what our forebears ate many years ago. They say that our bodies are not well suited to digest complex carbohydrates, such as grains and legumes. We should be eating a hunter-gatherer diet, rich in lean meat, fish, nuts, and berries, and without wheat, oats, or other grains that came into our diet after the invention of agriculture. Sounds logical, doesn't it? But let's look a little closer. The first question to ask about the caveman diet is, what did our ancestors actually eat? One way to discover this is to study the diets of existing hunter-gatherer tribes. Although these groups do tend to regard meat as the best source of food, they often have difficulty in finding it. In Africa, for example, over 50% of the time, the Bushmen tribes come home empty-handed from their hunting expeditions, despite being very skillful with equipment such as bows and arrows. So what do they eat when they can't get meat? Well, the wives come to the fore then, foraging for and cooking local plants. Most of the groups eat a lot of plants. These range through a huge variety of local species, including nuts, plantains, and yams, and evidence suggests that this was true of our ancient ancestors as well. Researchers suggest that these people would eat more meat if they could get it, but in fact only approximately a third of their calories comes from this protein and fat-rich source. Research shows that when these groups first come into contact with a Western diet, their health suffers. Once they're exposed to our diet of refined carbohydrates and sugars, they quickly develop our lifestyle-related diseases. However, that does not mean that the human digestive system is suited to digesting only a few sources of food, nor that it cannot change to accommodate different food sources. In fact, the evidence would suggest exactly the opposite. As a species, we are able to make significant modifications to our digestive systems according to what foods are available in our local environment. Examples abound, and our ability to digest lactose is a good one. Lactose is a sugar that is found in milk, and it is digested in the human gut by the enzyme lactase. In communities in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa that traditionally herd cattlemen drink cow's milk, this enzyme is present and people can digest milk products. However, in places such as China and Thailand, which do not have this style of farming, the enzyme is lacking, and most people have lactose intolerance. Another example is the ability to digest the sugars from starchy foods. Communities that eat a lot of these foods have saliva that breaks down starchy foods before they reach the gut, whereas other groups have more difficulty in getting nutrition from high starch sources. In fact, if you look at indigenous cultures around the world, there is a huge variety of successful diets. The Inuit get nearly all of their energy from high-fat sources, such as seal meat. The Jains in India have religious beliefs which prohibit eating any living thing, including eggs, but which do, however, allow for the consumption of milk products. Other groups eat mostly fish or have an insect-based diet, depending on locally available sources of protein. So the idea that our caveman ancestors ate one homogeneous diet, and that if we follow this we can all be healthy, would seem to be an oversimplification. Diets are the result of complex cultural dietary practices. People can and will eat just about anything. So, if we can eat a variety of diets, is there anything actually wrong with following the caveman diet? Well, firstly, on a practical level, it's an expensive way to get your daily calories. Few of us can afford to satisfy all of our energy requirements on a diet which depends on lean wild meat and nut oils. A few carbohydrates provide a cheap, filling, and substantial energy boost for most of us. Secondly, a diet which includes a large proportion of red meat may not be good for our long-term health if our bodies are adapted to a sedentary lifestyle and a plant-based diet. We simply get less exercise than our ancestors did, and so we are more prone to some illnesses than they were. Finally, if we all start to eat a wild meat-based diet, this will have negative implications for the environment because it's not a sustainable way to feed a lot of people.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, so we finish listening the first part. So I will give you maybe 3 minutes to take breathe, relax.
That is the end of the listening test.
Relax.
Section 4. You will hit.
Relax, and you will move on the speaking part. What will we do? We have 3 parts and speaking section. The first part, we have easy questions, maybe about your personal information, maybe about your experience, your work. The second part about topic. I will ask you follow question and you will answer. I will ask each one of you, it's just like an interview, just take a breath and relax. And each one of you will have 15 minutes to speak with me in these sections in the speaking part. Okay, if I ask you any question, please try to speak, try to produce language because you have time. And don't stop speaking until I follow or I move on to the next question. For example, okay, so could you please tell me about your daily routine? You will speak until I stop you. Okay, try to produce, try to يعني يصير دماغك على قد ما تقدر. Okay, and don't worry about anything. You are just in evaluation course, and if you make any mistakes, it's okay. I am here to tell you where are you now in English level. Okay, take a breath and we will start maybe okay, take breath because each one of you will take his or her turn. Hiba William, we will start with you. I want you to be relaxed and take breath. Okay? Be ready, huh?
Okay, doctor.
Okay. Okay, Hiba, hello, how are you?
How are you, doctor?
Okay, how is your mood today?
I think good. I think my mood is good. Thanks. With you, doctor.
Yeah, I'm here with you. Yeah. So, how about your feeling toward the exam today?
I have a mixed feeling. I am I always fear about any exam.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's not
I don't
about
know why. I don't know why, but um, this is my way always when I was a child in the school and the faculty and even in the interview in my works. Any test or interview make me
Okay,
some
طب
worry.
ممكن بس ناخد الاتندنس.
Okay.
هبة ويليام وأحمد وهبة سمير.
هبة ويليام أحمد
أحمد عادل.
تمام.
ومستر مجدي.
مجدي غفور.
وماجد. ومحمد حسين. وصلاح ضيف. مستر صلاح ضيف.
حسين صلاح محمد صلاح.
ومس سمر وياسمين صلاح.
سمر لطفي ياسمين صلاح. تمام ماشي.
اوكي مش هنستنى. Okay, Hiba, are you ready for starting? Hiba.
Yes, doctor, with you.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have Hiba 15 minutes, okay? We have 3 parts. Every part you have some question. I will ask you each question. Don't stop speaking until I tell you to stop and follow the next question. Okay? Don't worry about anything.
Okay, with you.
Okay, Hiba, could you please tell me what kind of place did you live in? The first part, we will talk about your home, town, or village. Okay, so what kind of place is that?
I live in a town. I think it's not very good. When I think about that, I think it's better to live in village. I love this weather and this kind of life. Regarding my style home or living now, I live in a very, very crowded area. All the time, all the shops around me are open, and all the time there is a lot of people in the streets. Even in the lockdown, I see a lot of people in the street. but I think it's also good, not bad all the time. It's a good thing to have a lot of people around you. Nice, not bad, I think.
Yeah, okay. So what's the most interesting part of your town?
The most interesting part that I can take my kids anytime and go out just to have just to have a nice time together. I think it's good. We are near from a lot of shops and near a lot of malls. I can go out with my kids, let them have a nice time. I think.
So what kind of jobs do the people in your town do?
What kind of jobs? There is a lot of jobs around me. There is a doctor, there is a dentist, there is a fishmonger, there is a mall. There is a mall, and inside the mall there is a lot of things. The men or the women who works inside the shops. Beside me also there is a grocery store, and a lot of jobs beside me. For example, a lot, and beside me the doctor and dentist, as I said.
Would you say it's a good place to live, and why?
Sorry again?
Would you say it's a good place to live in, and why?
Yeah, it's a good thing to live in a town or on a it's a good thing to live in a town. Is to have a lot of things beside me. I don't need to have a car to buy something to let my kids have a fun in area. All things beside me. This is a good thing.
What else?
Also a lot
How
of
about your neighbors? How about your neighbors?
Yeah, I have a very good neighbors. All of them polite and quiet. Really, I love all of them. Especially in my.
Okay, so let's move on to part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Part 2, I want you to describe a well-known person you like or admire. I will ask you a question about this well-known person you like or admire. Let's start?
Yeah, let's start. Okay.
Okay. So, who's this person?
Dr. Magdi Yaoub.
Dr. Magdi Yaoub. Could you please give me any information about this well-known person?
Dr. Magdi Yaoub, he is he live Egypt and stay in London. He is very clever doctor. He has a lot of word. I mean gifts. He have a lot of gifts from many countries. Like Queen Elizabeth, I think, gave him a word, and also President Sisi gave him a word. He is a very clever doctor. God bless him.
Okay. What has this person done?
he done. I think it's a very big thing to build a hospital in Aswan and recover many children free. And even make stay in free. I think that stay in something like hotel besides the hospital. I read a lot about that. I think there is many doctors in Egypt, but no one make like Dr. Magdi Yaoub. He make a lot of surgery free for the children. I read a lot of stories that parents thanks him for all what he did with them. I think it's a very good thing. And his daughter also, I read about his daughter. She is also a doctor, but I don't know which kind she is specialized. She is also clever like her dad. But I hope that our government support him more than that. I read that the government a bill of electricity, and it's I think it's very hard. The doctor leave country he grew in it and became a big doctor and come back to his home Egypt and build a new hospital or a huge hospital to recover or to make a surgery for free, and we ask him to pay a bill of electricity. I think it's very hard. I think they improve him, or they ask him to build another hospital, or they built for him another hospital to make his job is bigger. I mean, I think it's
so.
better.
Why you like or admire this person, Heba? Why you
I
look at this person like a perfect model in your life? What do you learn from this person?
I learn that he is very big doctor, and he is not and he remember his home, and he remember his country. He is very big doctor. He is the famous doctor around the world, but he remember his country, Egypt, and he didn't forget it. He have a lot of money, and he don't need to come back, but he come back and build a hospital and to start to make a lot of surgery free. I think he is an angel, and I hope we can learn from him. If we can help any people or we can help anyone, we don't stop. We should do that. I think really he is an angel, really.
Angel, yeah. Okay, thank you so much. We finished part 1 and part 2. Let's move on to part 3. Okay. We have been talking about a well-known person that you admire, and I'd like to discuss with you a few more questions related to this topic. Okay. So let's consider famous people in your country. For example, the first question: what kind of people become famous in your country?
What kind of sorry, doctor, again, what kind of people become You mean why they became famous?
Okay, I will ask you again. Okay,
Okay.
for example,
Okay.
Heba, what kind of people become famous in your country? For example, like
Yeah. Unfortunately, in Egypt, not all good people who became famous. Some people really bad people and became famous. Like Muhammad Ramadan. Like Muhammad Ramadan, he is not
Heba, I think
good
your internet connection.
man, but
I don't hear anything.
became famous and have a lot of money.
Heba, I don't hear anything from you.
We listen to him and we listen to him and YouTube.
Heba William, I'm sorry for mute your voice, but I don't hear anything. Please make sure about your internet connection. Okay, because they interrupt your voice.
Doctor.
Yeah, it's clear now. بس انا ما كنت سامعه
Okay.
اي حاجه خالص، الصوت كان بيقطع قوي.
معلش يا دكتور، فتحت من موبايل تاني، فتحت هوت سبوت من موبايل تاني.
Okay. Please try. Could you please try again?
Okay. I said
that. Take your time.
I said that not all famous people in Egypt is good. Some people here in our country are not good. For example, Muhammad Ramadan. He is not good, and he is not good, and he is very, very famous. And we give him very big level, and he don't. ما يستحقوش. Very big level more than him. And some people also in Egypt very good, and we don't support him like in the past Dr. Ahmed Zouel in the beginning of his life. No one support him. I think they start to support him only when he started to be a famous doctor outside our country in Europe. We started to support him. Before that, no one support him. And regarding the people who don't, we give him a bigger level. We have a lot of people like that, Muhammad Ramadan, Shakush, a lot of people very bad, and we give him a bigger level than them.
What's different about people who became famous in the past with the people who become famous these days? Again, the question, what's the difference about people who became famous in the past, like Dr. Magdi Yaqub, with the people who become famous these days?
Unfortunately, nowadays we make a famous people we make a famous people and they and give them a very big level. They didn't give us anything useful for us or for our family, our kids. They didn't give us anything, but like Dr. Magzi Yaqub, Dr. Ahmed Zweel, these people they give us and they give all the human around the world. They give us a lot.
Okay,
just
so do you think it was more difficult to become famous in the past?
I think yes. In the past, it's very hard to be a famous, especially in the past. There is no internet, no WhatsApp and YouTube and other. And now it's very easy to make a famous. You can make a song with very bad music and to start to say it with a bad way and share it, and a lot of people we can watch it without they think it's good or no.
Okay, so what kind people may become famous in the future?
I hope we start from ourselves and start to stop make people make any people famous. We learn we start from our children and start to learn them which people should we watch or listen, and which people we stop watching and or even make a block, like any channel of Muhammad Ramadan, any channel of Shakush. We should make a block to stop watching people like this.
Okay, thank you so much, Hiba, for this lovely conversation. I hope you enjoyed it so much. Okay, so take your time and relax. It's okay. And after just 1 minute, I'll give you your feedback in your speaking. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
واشربي كده
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Okay. لو حد فيكم حابب ان هو ياخد الفيدباك individually on WhatsApp لوحده it's okay، لو هو محرج يعني، عشان لو مثلا في mistake او حاجه. اوكي. حابه تاخديه قدام الجمهور يا هبه؟
اخده وربنا يستر يعني يا دكتور.
Yes, okay. It's not, a real exam. يعني ده evaluation بيعرفك انت واقفه فين في اللغه وتشتغلي على ايه وايه الكورسات اللي محتاجاها بعد كده. Okay.
تمام.
Okay. Are you ready?
ready وربنا يستر.
Okay. So Hiba, in our test and analysis of any exam, especially in speaking, we have two parts if I want to evaluate any candidate or any student. The first, it's about fluency. Fluency to speak maybe more than 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and don't give me stops or pauses like Okay, this is fluency. And the next part, it's about accuracy. Accuracy, it's about pronunciation, your understanding of the question, grammatical accuracy, and your vocabulary. Okay, so this is the correct evaluation. Okay, it's not only about your accent or your pronunciation. So let's start with your fluency. Okay, Your fluency in the first part, maybe it's pretty good. Why? Because I don't know, you are an excellent student, but in this topic, you just talked about your town. I don't know why you didn't have any information about your town. It's very easy to talk about this town. You just describe everything about your building, about everything around you, about your family, about your flat. But it was not enough in fluency, and you made many pauses. So your score was pretty good. Okay, let's move on to accuracy. Accuracy, you mispronounce the word think. It's you said a lot of time in part 1, part 2, and part 3, sing. So you should focus on the sound. It's think. Okay. And you said many words in inappropriate sentences. يعني انت بتستخدمي كلمات في الجمل مش في موقعها الصحيح. And you don't have strong vocab. Your vocabulary is basic. You don't have B2 or advanced level vocabulary. بتستخدمي كلمات كتير مش في موضعها الصح. For example, I love going out. I don't remember the sentences. You can say I like. Okay, and
Yes.
you say shops are open. Is it correct, Hiba? Shops are open or unopened?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it will be shops are opened. Okay?
Yeah.
You mispronounce linking in the phrase a lot of. You say a lot of. It's not a lot of. It's a lot of. A lot of. A lot of. A lot of shops. A lot of shops. A lot of shops. So I want you to make sure about reviewing linking and sounds like the sound. And
Yeah.
also you pronounce every word in the sentences. Why you kill yourself in any sentences? Just stress on content words. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And you tell me there is mall. It's there are malls. We have there are, and we have noun malls. And you tell me it's beside me. So there is a difference between beside and besides. It will be besides you with S. A lot of you and some people, I evaluated them today. You mispronounce he live, he say, he stay, she stay. This is a very common mistake and very common grammatical accuracy. He lives. Dr. Magdi Yaqub, he lives in London. Okay, he stayed there. Okay, and you told me that Mr. Magdi Yaqub has guests. I don't know what the meaning of that, but this is an appropriate word. You can say he had a lot of audience, for example. Many people admire his character, admire his hard work. Okay, so don't say many guests, because guests is like, for example, in TV show, in American people, we can say, hello guys, how are you? This is a presenter. We have guests, the actor or the musician, Hiba William, and people are clapping to you. So guest is not about admiring famous people. If you want to describe people who admire him, you can say he has a lot of audience from all around the world. Okay, and you say also he done. You talked about past simple. You can say he did a lot. Another inappropriate word, he recovered people. This is a wrong verb. Okay, you can say people are recovered because of Magdi Yaqub or Dr. Magdi Yaqub's hard working. Okay, and if you want to use it, although it's a wrong verb, you say as well, he recovers, but this is a wrong verb, this is inappropriate. And you told me it's think, it's think. You told me also he make. You can say, if you want to talk about past simple, he made. If you want to talk about present simple, he makes. Okay. I told you again, it's about word stress. You pronounce every word, Hiba. Be careful about that. Okay. So you should work on the sound, ed pronunciation, grammatical mistakes, and s sound in subject like he or she, and linking like Adolf. Okay. You told me about Dr. Magdi Yaqub, his sister. Okay. You told me which kind. I didn't. It was an inappropriate sentences. You can say, we don't say which kind. You can say which major did she specialize in. Major, it's about her subject, about her section, about her department. For example, my name is Asma Said. I graduated from Faculty of Arts, English department, English section, and my major is English literature. My major is teaching English. So we say, which major did she specialize in? We have here linking z sound and n sound, specialize in. You told me a lot, he come back. You can say he comes back. He makes surgery, it will be makes surgery. He remembers. A lot of surgery, this is a wrong way because a lot of takes plural noun. So you can say a lot of, or you can say many surgeries. Be careful about that. The last part, you said people as. People are. No one support, it will be no one supports. We make famous people a big level. I don't understand. This is inappropriate sentences. I didn't understand this. Okay.
انا كان قصدي دكتور ان احنا ادينا الناس يعني حجم ما يستحقوش big level يعني اكبر من مستواهم.
Yeah, Hiba, it's not about big level. You can say big space, enormous space, enormous limit. Okay, they take a long space of our life. Okay, and we give them famous. Okay.
Okay.
You said around the world. It's around the world. Around the world. You said a lot. There is no. It's there was, because you talked about past simple. You said to stop people any famous. This is inappropriate sentences. And the last one should be watch. I didn't understand that. To stop people any famous, I don't understand that. You can say to stop following these famous people. To stop follow these famous people accounts. Okay. To report their accounts, to block their accounts. Okay. You said also we should be watched, or we shouldn't be watched. You can say we shouldn't watch, and we don't say watch their accounts. We can say we don't have, إحنا مش مضطرين, we don't have to follow, not watch. We don't have to follow their way of thinking. We don't have to listen to their songs. We don't have to follow their accounts, to subscribe Subscribe means to sign in, subscribe in their YouTube channels. Okay, for example, to spread awareness around people here in Egypt. And we can say we don't say we should block. Okay, you can say I can block there. يعني انت مش بتنصحي الناس ان انت تعملي لهم block، انت بتقولي لهم انا ممكن اقدر. There is a difference between should and can. I can block their accounts. I can report their. انا مش مضطره ان انا I don't have to follow their account. But should يعني انت بتنصحي الناس، يعني الشخص ده كويس وانت بتنصحيهم ان هو، لكن الشخص ده سيء جدا، فانت بتقولي للناس انا اقدر ان انا اعمل له بلوك، يعني انا اقدر ان انا احذره خالص من حياتي. and it's up to you. You can block him or not, but this is a bad person. وكلنا متفقين على كده. We all agree about that this person is a bad one, is a bad model for our children, for new generation. Okay هبة؟ الفلونسي في part 3 ممكن نقول ان هي maybe it's very good, but in part 1 and part 2 and part 1 it was good. طيب how about sort of advice? هبة, please, I want you to review phonetics very well. I want you to practice more sentences. I want you to improve your vocabulary because you have only basic vocabulary. And you should take your vocabulary to a higher level and be careful about how to use this word in a sentences, how to use appropriate words with sentences, okay? But your fluency for me is pretty good, you know? But you should work on your grammar, because your grammar about tenses, for example, past simple, present simple, yeah, you need to work on a lot. Okay? Okay, Hiba, do you have any question? خلاص كده.
Thank you.
Okay. هنرجع تاني لل-listening. هديكوا الانسر كي وبعد كده هنرجع نكمل مع لو احنا النهارده ان شاء الله ما لحقناش، يعني ممكن نقسم السبيكين على مرتين. النهارده هناخد معانا ماجد ومس سمر، يعني هنحاول ان احنا او هناخد ماجد النهارده وياسمين، ماجد وياسمين النهارده. I want you to prepare yourself, but before that هتاخدوا الانسر كي. This is the answer key of listening section 1, section 2, section 3, and section 4. I want you to record or calculate your scores in each section. Okay? Each question here has 1 mark. يعني مثلا في السكشن الأولاني 10 يبقى هتحط السكور من 10. شوف انت جايب كام من 10. السكشن الثاني شوف انت جايب كام من 10. السكشن الثالث شوف انت جايب كام من 10. السكشن الرابع شوف انت جايب كام من 10. I want you to take a screenshot because I'll stop sharing. All of you, take a screenshot. Yasmin, be ready for speaking part.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, be ready, okay?
إن شاء الله يا دكتور.
Relax and take breath. It's just evaluation course, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to take breath. I'll come back to you. عاملة ايه يا هبة بعد الفيدباك؟
مش قادرة اقول لك يا دكتور.
لا مفيش احباط والله، انا ممكن اضحك عليكي واقول لك انت فله، بس انا بديكي الفيدباك الحقيقي عشان
لا
انت تشتغلي على البوينتس. انت بس محتاجه كتير جدا تشتغلي على الفوكابلري، وخاصه انك بتستخدمي كلمات مش في موضعها الصح في الجمله. يعني دي حاجه ليكي، انا ممكن اي تيتشر تاني يريح دماغه يقول لك انت فله. على فكره انا بقيمك بمعايير الايلتس الدوليه، اكيد عارفه عن امتحان الايلتس. يعني الامتحان اللي انا اديته لكم ده يعتبر هو ترين او براكتس، يعني ده الامتحان اصلا بتاع الايلتس. السبيكنج بارت اللي انا عملته لك ده اللي بيحصل في السبيكنج في الايلتس. اوكي، مستوعبه الكلام اللي انا بقوله؟
ايوه
انا
بجد.
بقيمك تقييم دولي بمعايير كامبريدج وبمعايير البريتش كونسل، فانا بقيمك صح. فانت تشوفي بقى الحاجات اللي انت محتاجه، واكيد انت قيمتي نفسك في الليسننج دلوقتي. طبعا مش عايزه احرج حد، فكل واحد اكيد عارف السكورز بتاعته، عارف هو ضعيف في الليسننج ولا لا. فاحنا محتاجين ان احنا نظبط الليسننج كتير، وكل واحد فيكم هتلاقي عنده حاجه هو ضعيف فيها. خلاص، ما تزعليش
تمام.
ما تحبطيش ولا تروحي
لا
تنكدي
خالص.
عليهم في البيت. اتس اوكي، this is just evaluation. وشوفي انت بقى ايه النقاط دي، طب انا محتاجه اعالجها ازاي بالكورسز او السيلف ستادي او الكلام ده كله. خلاص، good luck هبه
تمام.
والله.
ميرسي يا دكتور،
and
ميرسي.
you are excellent students، يعني ما تحبطيش من اي حاجه، يعني يجي منك كتير، بس محتاجه تذاكري
ميرسي.
شويه.
ميرسي يا دكتور.
اوكي. ياسمين، جهزي بقى ازازه ميه جنبك كده عيشي عيشي اللحظه معايا. هبقى بالراحه عليكي، حاضر. Okay, let's start. Hello Yasmin, how are you?
Fine, doctor. Thank
Okay.
you.
متأكدة إنك كويسة؟
يعني الحمد لله.
Okay. Let's start with the first part, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the first part, as we talked with Hiba, we talked about part 1, part 2, part 3, okay? So the part 1, we will talk about your home, town, your village. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. What kind of place is that?
I like place you can I like it يعني. Okay. I like visit Khan al-Khalili and Azhar al-Sharif and pay from their traditional clothing and Egyptian antique and all the furniture and souvenir. Okay. And I like to go to the pyramids and take dinner here, there. Nothing.
Okay, what's the most interesting part of your town or village? Most interesting part of your home or town?
Please again, doctor.
Okay, but this mean I repeat the question only 2 times.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. What's the most interesting part of your town or village?
الأزهر الشريف.
Okay, Yasmin, don't stop. Don't stop until I ask you to stop or I ask you another question. Just speak. Okay?
Okay. It's a beautiful place. And pay anything you can need. Like clothes, all the furniture, souvenir. Nothing, doctor.
What kinds of jobs do the people in your town or village do?
Artists.
Okay, the last time I will repeat this question. What kind of jobs do the people in your town or village do?
Actors like Omar al-Sharif.
Would you say it's a good place to live or not? And why?
Please, again, doctor.
Would you say it's a good place to live in and why?
Alexandria, because it's a beautiful place. And I feel happy. And find the sea. And feel
okay, let's continue to the part 2.
Okay.
Okay, you will describe, Yasmin, a well-known person you like or admire. Okay, you should say, who is this person? Huh.
Like Naguib Mahfouz.
Naguib Mahfouz, okay. Okay, could you please tell me more details about this person?
كاتب writing and the person is writing يعني من أكبر الكتاب.
Speak in English.
The person is the high writing and famous. Nothing, doctor.
Why this person well known?
No, I don't understand that question.
Why this person is famous?
Because he is more people you reading your books.
Explain why you like or admire this person.
No, I don't know, doctor.
Okay, let's move on to the part 3. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we've been talking, Hiba, about a well-known person that you admire. And I'd like to discuss with you a few more questions related to this topic. Let's consider famous people in your country. What kind of people become famous of your country? For example, Naguib Sawiris, for example.
هو عالم يعني دكتور مش عارفة أتكلم باي إنجلش للأسف.
Try Hiba. I'm sorry, this is your part, and I give you here evaluation, so I'm sorry. So what's different about who become famous in the past with the people who become famous these days?
People in the past يعني بيقدموا يعني مش عارفة إيه. حاجات أكثر علمية يعني.
Do you think it was more difficult to become famous in the past?
Sure, doctor.
Tell me how. What kind of people maybe become famous in the future? Huh?
More scientific and
Okay, I'm sorry, your time is out. I'm sorry for that.
Okay, doctor.
Do you want to give you feedback individually or on audience? عايز تاخدي feedback لوحدك individually private ولا ما عندكش مشكلة ان انا اقول لك الفيدباك؟ هبقى ياسمين.
Yes, doctor. Individual.
Private?
Yes.
اوكي خلاص يعني ان شاء الله هبعت لك الفيدباك. ممكن بس تبعتي لي رقمك هبعت لك الفيدباك بتاعك. اوكي in record on WhatsApp. اوكي.
Okay, doctor.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
اوكي. مين تاني هنا؟ انتوا كلكم صححتوا عرفتوا السكورز بتاعتكم في الليسننج عامله ازاي؟ هبه وليام مس سمر ماجد كلكم اخدتوا السكورز؟ ها يا شباب كلكم حددتوا السكورز بتاعتكم في الليسننج هتبقى عامله ازاي ولا عملتوا ايه؟
No, doctor, no.
ايه؟
No, no, no.
طيب how about you Miss Summer?
Not all, doctor, not all.
Okay, حسبت تعرفي بس السكورز بتاعتك الدرجات بتاعتك تبقى عاملة ازاي؟
I think it is low. I am in the beginning.
اوكي انا مش بسألك على الليفل، يعني اكيد كل واحد هيبقى خلاص عرف الليفل بتاعه. بس احنا بس بتأكد ان انتوا فعلا عملتوا السكورز بتاعتكم ولا لا. اوكي
اوكي دكتور.
محدش يزعل يا جماعه، مش عارفه انتوا متوترين ليه ومش عارفين تجاوبوا. يعني احنا اخدنا بقالنا تقريبا اسبوعين شغالين على الكونفرسيشن، يعني احنا مش في امتحان.
Listening is very hard.
لا هو مش هارد ولا حاجه،
the
ده الامتحان. لما بتروحي اي مكان بيتعمل لك الامتحان كده، ولازم بيكون من الاسهل ثم الاصعب شويه ثم الاصعب خالص، بيشوفك انت وصلتي لحد فين. مستحيل ان انت تلاقي كل الاسئله سهله او صعبه، فاهماني؟
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, ماجد جهز نفسك. Okay.
Okay, doctor. Can you hear me, Dr. Asma?
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you. انت مشغل مروحة او حاجة؟
I think the microphone damage.
Yeah. ده انا هعاني معاك دلوقتي. اوكي. طب ممكن تحاول بس تفتح من اللاب عشان ايه؟ عشان بس اسمعك كويس، عشان اقدر ان انا اقيم صح. اسمعش انا بسمعك، بس انا حاسه ان في دوشه كده. there is noisy. I don't know why. I don't know which resource.
To this time?
لا دلوقتي خلاص تمام. Okay, so are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Give me just 1 minute.
Okay, doctor.
Okay, Magid, are you ready?
Yes, Dr. Asma.
Okay. So we will start with part 1, part 2, and part 3. Let's talk about your work or your studies. Okay. So Magid, are you a student or you do your work?
Yes. I graduate Faculty of Law from Monofia University. And I am learning in this time the English from Dr. Asma. and I want learning ICDL of computer because I want to work in your company, a good company. That's enough. I have 23 years old from Tala Munufia.
Okay, what's your place of work like?
I want to work in Cairo.
No. What's your place of work like? Describe your place of work. Your company.
Yes, I want to work in a petrol company or electric company. I love this company because I want add a point to this company, and the company give me a good money.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you like about your job?
Sorry, Dr. Asma, again.
What do you like about your job?
What do you like about the job? Like what? I want to work in administration job. That is my faculty. I am learning the administration from faculty.
Okay, so what things do you like doing outside in your free time?
I think sit with my family in free time because with my mother, because my mother a big woman, and
God bless her.
I focus in my mother because my mother is very ill in this time. Thanks God to healing. That's enough.
Okay. Do you like animals? Do you like animals?
Yes, I like cat and dogs. Dogs and cat.
Dog. Okay.
I like.
Would you like to have a cat or dog in your home?
Yes, I have a cat in your home. Small cat. I playing with this cat and catch you me. That's enough.
Okay, so let's move on to part 2. Megan, okay? عارفة إن أنت عايز تخلص.
Okay, دكتور أسماء.
Okay, so I want you to describe a special event or festival that you like. For example, a day you remember in your life. Maybe a wedding party, maybe a day with your family, for example, Sham al-Nasim or Al-Eid or anything. I want you to say what the event was, where it was, and what happened, and say why you liked it.
Okay.
The first question, what the event was.
Yes, it's a wedding. 2 days ago, I went to a wedding. I love this wedding because I meeting with friends and see the people not seeing from a long time, and dancing with friends and see the girls in your country. In your country.
You're a sneaky gentleman, yeah. So what did you do with girls?
No, I am didn't doing anything, but
يا ولد.
I love that sense.
Okay, so where was the event, the wedding, the location?
Yes, in Tala Munufaya. Do you listening Tala?
No.
No, why? That is a present from Tala, the present Sisi, and Sadat from Tala, and Hosni Mubarak from Munufaya, and Sisi, I think, from Munufaya.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened there? Tell me about your memories.
In this day, in wedding?
Yeah, about your memories, about what were things that you do with your friends.
We walking in my village and town. He sit with friends and talking from anything. I love talking with friends. For example, to our life and in future. And what else?
Okay. So let's move on to part 3. Okay.
Let's start.
We have been talking about a special event or a festival that you liked. Why do you think celebrations are important in our society?
In our society?
Yeah.
Can you can ask me another question, this question, but another
in another way? Okay.
Yes,
okay. Why do you think wedding, for example, maybe event, birthdays are important to us as individuals that are living in this society? Why do you think that?
I don't have in your society like what do you I am sorry, Dr. Asma, for this question.
Okay. So do you think celebrations are experienced differently by the different generation? For example, your parents' wedding in the past and your wedding, for example, in the future. Do you see that there is a gap or there is a big difference between this wedding and this wedding?
Yes, I think it's a difference between wedding in the past and the wedding in this time, because the wedding in the past it's a simple wedding, in your home and the family and friends. Uh, we go to the wedding in the past, but this time I think a lot of people go to the wedding in this time, and the wedding not in a home. It's in another place, in a public place, and the people we can go to the wedding. A lot of people. It's not the closest. It's a different between the past in this time. The closest in the past classic, classic clothes and simple. But in this time, I think it's a different.
Okay, thank you so much, Maggie, for this lovely conversation, and I'm happy to share your lovely ideas, to share your attendance with us, because it's a long time, wallahi, to talk with you.
Thank you, Dr.
Okay, so do you want your feedback individually, private, or in public?
In public, easy.
خلاص يا متأكد يعني يا قلبك جامد. اوكي خلاص
Okay.
هديك بس كده دقيقة بس تاخد. Okay, thank you so much. You can mute your microphone وهديك I give you 1 minute
Okay.
كده to relax and give your relax.
Okay, Dr. Asma.
Okay, thank you so much Megan. فرحتوني. يا ماجد البارت الأولاني you said I graduate it was I graduated الفلوينسي إلى حد ما كويسة هي مش وحشة بس أنت محتاج إن أنت تتكلم في مواضيع general أكتر يعني محتاج إن أنت تروح conversation club تتكلم مع أجانب تلقط الليسننج مش بتفهم الأسئلة مع إن أنا مبطئة الأكسنت خالص وبتكلم كلمة كلمة فمحتاج إن أنت تظبط الفلونسي ده بالنسبة للبارت الأولاني لأن الفلونسي عندك بتعلى في حاجات وبتقل في حاجات. You said I'm living. You can say I live. ليه قلت I am living? I live, for example, in Cairo. Okay? And you said I am taking course English. It's not course English. You can say I take, okay, I attend English course with Dr. Asma. And you mispronounced the word, you say company. I don't remember, but you mispronounced this word a lot. It's company, company, sound, company, company. And يعني اغلبكم برضو بيقع في حرف th sound مع ان انا قايله لكم الساوند ده وشرحناه كتير th sound. You say 3, it's not 3, it's 3. You put your tongue between the upper teeth and the lower teeth. 3. And you say I want to work in electric company. It's not electric company. You can say my dream job to become an engineer or electronic engineer in international company. And we don't say electric, it's electronic company. Or you can say, I want to work in a company that its major electronics. Okay, يعني تخصصها في الإلكترونيات. Okay. You said I want to work in international company because they a good money. Okay, you can say they will give me, the company will give me a good salary. Okay, not a good money. Okay, so البارت الأولاني الفلونسي مش عجباني. You don't understand some question. Your listening need to be improved a lot. And the word you say mother, it's mother. You mispronounce two sounds here. The sound and sound. We have mother. Do you remember recolor sounds? Recolor vowel sounds?
Yes.
So it's mother, mother. This is a weak one. And we have sound like bird. And you said, thanks God to healing my mother. It's not an appropriate sentences. You can say, thanks God, because my mother recover. She is recovery now. يعني الحمد لله هي خلاص بقت كويسة. We don't say heal. يعني مش بنقول الحمد يعني heal دي خاصة بالبشر يعني you know أنا الجروح بتاعتي مش بنقولها الإنسان. For example my hurts are held by time. يعني الجروح اللي في قلبي أو اللي في دراعي هي بتشفى بيتم شفائها مع الوقت. فإحنا مش بنقول thanks God to healing my mother and we don't say to healing. لو إحنا يعني هنقولها في جملة تانية to heal infinitive verb. Okay. You said I love dogs and cats. So there are two mistakes here. The first one, it's a grammatical mistake. The grammatical mistake, we can say dogs and cats, plural noun. Okay. The second one, you say dog. It's not dog, it's dog. And I do remember that you said an appropriate word. You said catch. I do remember the sentences, but it's inappropriate words in a sentences. Let's move on to part 2 feedback. You said I wanted wedding with my friends. Wanted يا ماجد. Okay, so the present simple of go, went, gone. It is not, ما فيش والله العظيم ما فيش حاجة اسمها went خالص في الإنجليش. Okay, so it's like I went. And wedding, it's not a good word to be with wedding in a sentence. You can say I attended the wedding yesterday. I attended the wedding 2 days ago. I attended the wedding with my family members. Okay, and you said كنت بتتكلم عن الماضي فقلت I love. Okay, so the correct way it's I loved. I loved. Okay, so سألتيني سؤال are you listening about I don't remember the place or famous place. You can say if you want to ask someone about the place, do you hear about for example الأندلس place, aren't you or don't you? انت ما سمعتش او سمعت عن قاعة الأندلس مش كده؟ يعني انت بتقول له ازاي ان انت ما مش ده حاجة مشهورة. يعني انت بتقول له aren't you here about الأندلس place? It's a famous place. Are you مش كده برضو؟ ازاي ان انت ما سمعتش عنها؟ In this part your fluency is very good. I love your ideas. يعني كنت قادر ان انت تعبر عن الwedding. You said in the past simple we walked. And we said, and I taught you ed pronunciation. We don't say walked. It's walked. T sound. Because we have k sound. This is voiceless sound. And we add t sound. And as well, the word we also, you said we talking. You can say we talked. For example, I love talking with my friends in my free time, or I like talking with my friends a lot. Okay, a lot means here many times. يعني أنا بحب قعدة صحابي. Okay. So Maggie, be careful about your grammar. You should focus on your grammar, and I want you to focus on your vocabulary and try to review phonetics, because your vowels, you mispronounce some vowels and you mispronounce some consonants like the, p, and the. Okay, the last part, all of you كلكم غلطوا في كلمة sing. Guys, it's think. Okay, and Maggie, you say public. It's public. You mispronounce the sound p. And you said it's a difference between the classic wedding and the modern wedding. It's not different, it's a difference. So there is a grammatical mistake here. It's a difference. There is a difference between the classic wedding and the modern wedding. For example, the classic wedding, it was like you said, it was simple. You attended the wedding and the bride and go home, their home. There were no many guests, just it concluded maybe our families. Okay, but now in modern there's a lot of people in outside places, you know. يعني اغلبكم يا جايز عندكم مشكله في النولج. انتم مش بتقراوا كتير فبتيجوا تتكلموا، حتى لو انت عندك vocabulary فانت ما عندكش اي باك جراوند. مع ان الويدنج ده يعني every day this is a lifestyle. يعني كلنا بنحضر وفي ناس متجوزه وفي ناس حضرت الايفنت نفسه، بس انت مش عارف تعبر لان انت مش بتقرا عن اي توبكس بالانجلش. فنحاول بقدر الامكان نقرا انجلش كتير، نحاول نظبط الفوكابلري امتى نستخدم الكلمه دي صح. احنا للاسف عشان وقتنا مش سامح ان احنا نخلص كل الناس النهارده. المره الجايه ان شاء الله هيبقى معانا مس سمر ومستر مجدي ومين كمان، بس يعني اعتقد دول اللي هيبقوا معايا المره الجايه في السبيكينج بارت، وبعد كده هندخل على الريدنج. اوكي وكده خلاص هنكون خلصنا الكورس، وانت كده خلاص عرفت انت فين في اللغه وايه هي المشاكل اللي بتمر بيها، وايه هي كلكم بلا استثناء محتاجين تظبطوا الليسننج كتير. ما تعتمدش على التيتشر او الدكتور اللي بيشرح لك انك بتاخد الليسننج، ما تخليش دايما الليسننج يبقى one resource، يعني خليك دايما عندك many resources. For example, American radio, YouTube, Facebook pages you can follow, a lot of pages والله. ما حدش ييأس او يقول لي انا مش انا فاشل او انا محبط او انا مش شاطر في الكونفرسيشن. ما فيش حد يعني بينجح كده من اول مره، ما فيش حد بيتعلم لغه من شهر او شهرين، وما فيش حد بيتعلم لغه من الكورسات بس. انت محتاج ان انت تشتغل على نفسك كتير جدا جدا جدا، لان التيتشر هو بس 20%، يعني هو عليه 20%. طب الكورس تحفه وانت ما بتذاكرش، يبقى الكورس ملوش لازمه. فتحاول بقدر الامكان ان انت تذاكر وتدور على ريسورسز وتعرف الويكنس بتاعتك فين، تسمع فيديوهات وتردد وراهم. الموضوع محتاج صبر، ده لو انت فعلا شخص مجتهد، وكلكم شطار وكلكم يجوا منكم جدا وكلكم بتستوعبوا كلامي، بس في ناس منكم مش بتذاكر كويس او بتحضر مره وبتنسى. ف يعني مش عارفه اقول لك ايه، بس يعني ده كل اللي انا اقدر اقوله. فاهمني يعني. انتوا محتاجين تظبطوا اللغه كتير كتير، ومحتاجين ان انتوا تراجعوا الفوناتكس، وان شاء الله انا هسيب لكم هنا الماتيريال. اي حد فيكم عنده سؤال عشان هقفل دلوقتي؟ Do you have any question؟ خلاص تمام. وانا مبسوطه جدا انك يا ماجد حضرت النهارده علشان تعرف الاخطاء بتاعتك. هبه وليام، ياسمين، مس سمر.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Okay. Thank you so much and good luck and see you in last session. اوكي ما تنسوش يوم الثلاث ان شاء الله يبقى من الساعه 6 للساعه 9. نحاول نحضر بدري، وخاصه مس سمر ومستر مجدي. ولو انتوا جيتوا متاخر هنبدا الريدنج، وهنأجل لو حد فيهم دخل متاخر نأجلهم للاخر. Okay, thank you so much and good luck in all your life. Bye bye.